gentlemen, you're listening to the Lisa Jordan Magic Mike Show. Only on
WIXY1260 Super Radio.
503 WIXY1260. Happy time.
No, smile time.
Oh, smile time. I'm
on,
sorry.
get it right.
I'm sorry. I didn't read the paper. Okay. It's 503 WIXY smile time. There you go. Tonight,
Good.
Sunday.
Sunday!
Everybody, Sunday.
Sunday!
There we go. We have in the studio Cliff Feightner, correct?
No, that's
Feightner.
Yeah.
I'm going to get this right before this night is over. I promise.
Well, you have to understand, the first E is silent and the first R is non-existent.
Okay, I'm going to remember that. You guys are going to quiz me on that later, right? Okay. Cliff, you are what we call the poetry man, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, we're going to come back to you in just a few minutes, and we want to hear all about your story. We know that you have done some things for some really top-notch radio guys, and I hope they're listening right now so they heard me say that. You got a big smile on your face, so I must have gotten it right.
Too.
Well, it looks like it because the listeners just keep going up and up and up, so we're doing the right thing today. So you must have an impact somewhere.
Hey, Cliff.
And the hits just keep on coming.
Exactly.
Hey, Cliff, did you ever do anything for Top Notch Lanigan?
Okay, we're going to hear from the Four Seasons.
No, wait.
Okay,
I
okay,
got something here.
all right.
Wait,
All right,
can we hear you do Sunday?
Sunday!
That was him. All right.
And now, WIXY1260 presents another classic commercial.
Hey, Cliff, you want to intro the song?
Yeah, here is the Four Seasons with Who Loves You?
All right, WIXY1260 Super Radio. Magic Mike, Lisa Jordan, and Cliff Feightner? Okay, cool.
WIXY1260, the heart and soul of rock and roll. Tonight with us we have Cliff Feightner. I got it! Yay! See? Cliff, you have been called the Poetry Man.
Yes, I have.
How'd you get that name?
Well, the name was given to me by Jeff Kinsbach and Ed Esposito over at WONE. And the reason that they gave me the name was because I've been writing limericks when Jeff would be saying his dumbbell of the day and giving the story about that. I just write that down, call it in, and at that point they called me the Poetry Man. Then Jeff is making me part of his show.
Okay. So what time are you actually on the show? You are a voice on the show that we can listen to and hear every day?
Well, I'm not on every day.
Okay.
Jeff will send me maybe a heads up on the story.
Okay.
And sometimes it's be when it's on there, and I call him like during the commercial break, write down 5 lines real quick and hope that it all clicks together.
Okay, now you do move really fast writing these limericks. I have watched you. We've been Facebook friends for probably a couple months now, and every morning you're on Facebook. You are writing a limerick. You are writing a thought for the day, and I enjoy those. But your limericks, they are amazing. How did you start doing this? What keyed you in, I guess, to writing limericks? Is this just something that you always loved? Did you have a family member that kind of said, hey, do this, or tell me about how this all started?
Well, I've been writing poetry for the past several years on my blog. I have like a blog called Random Acts of Poetry, and I might write Susian style, or I might write limericks. My favorite is the limericks because you can follow the meter real closely on that, and it's not exactly.
I know those.
And I'm also a NASCAR fan.
Okay.
And about April 1st of last year, I was going over to my son's apartment, and I thought of a limerick because I projected this one racer to win, which he didn't that day. But I got home and I started writing other limericks. Like when Carl Edwards had played a practical joke on his crew chief. I had to write, about that being an April Fool's joke, and impress the people on that Facebook page, how quick I was. And then from there, I would start writing limericks for people's birthdays, or I would, calling Jeff and Ed up and, giving them their limericks. And some people actually call me the human Hallmark card at times.
That's true. That is really, really true. Even his thoughts for the day, even though sometimes you take them from other people, they are just really, really, I guess, meaningful and very inspirational, I guess, for the day. The one you wrote this morning, very, very good. So what got you hooked up with Jeff Kinsbach? Was it just something that you started when he returned or when he came to WONE? Because he used to be at another station. We won't say the name. But he used to be at another station. So what hooked you back up with Jeff and Ed? I love listening to those guys, by the way, sometimes. But I'm not listening to WIXY, of course. Everybody's looking at me.
And Jeff and Ed, if you are listening, you do have yourselves another fan here.
Yes. I do. Ed is funny, and Jeff just plays right along with it. That's what I think makes it work so well, is one of them's funny, the other one's kind of the straight guy a little bit, you know? Like Ray and I, we get on there, I think people that have watched our videos, you know, Ray kind of keeps it the straight guy, and I get behind Ray, and I'm doing all kinds of crazy things. So, you know, it works. So that's kind of what Jeff and Ed do. But how did you hook up with them? Did you just hear something that they said one day and call in? Or what started that?
Well, Jeff became a friend of mine through my high school marching band announcing.
Okay, we're going to talk about that a little bit, but go ahead and finish.
Okay, and when I heard that he was back on WONE, I was listening to his show, and he would say something, and I'd want to make a comment, and then I decided that I'd be sending it as a limerick, and he decided that he wants that, you know, once a day, and for a while he had a little ring for me, you know, or he'll say, yeah, Poetry Man's on the line, you know, let's hear what he has to say, and yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Okay, well, we're going to come back in just a few minutes, and we are going to talk to you about some of the marching band things you've mentioned, and I asked Cliff before we did the show today to just come in with a ton of stuff. Some of the limericks he's written. He's actually written some stuff about the old WIXY jocks that we have air checks for, but he's written some limericks or some poetry. I'm not sure which. Am I right? The limericks?
It's all limericks.
Okay, it's all limericks. And also he's been listening to the WIXY playlist, and he's put together some of the songs, some limericks for some of the songs that go along with some of the songs. So is this one okay, the one to start with right here? Can we start with that one?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Mike is running the board. Do you see which one I'm pointing to? The first one up. Go ahead and pull that one in. And Rick D's. Yes.
This one.
Okay, you ready? All right, here's the limerick.
Listening to the greatest station on the planet Earth.
All right, go.
Jack Armstrong's influence would please a young man known as Rick Dees. It's by that stroke of luck that we have Disco Duck, a recording I wish someone would seize.
Yes. We'll be back with more Cliff Feightner here in just a few minutes. Right now, you're going to listen to Disco Duck. Oh, we're not. What happened? Okay.
Somebody seized it.
See? Somebody did seize it. Do you want us to go to the next one? Or we're going to get this one back? Oh, he's found it. Okay, we're going to hear this. Here you go. You can announce this one now. Hold on. Go.
And now here's Rick Dees with Disco Duck.
521 here at WIXY1260. With us this evening, we have Cliff Feightner, and Cliff is the Poetry Man. We need to find that song too, by the way, because I got to play that today. I keep singing that song in my head. Cliff writes limericks. He has been on the Jeff Kinsbach, Ed Esposito show there on WONE. Love those guys. They are fun to listen to in the mornings. And Cliff gets right in there with some of the really cool limericks and poetry, which we all enjoy on Facebook as well. And right now, we want to talk about Cliff being a band announcer. And I know very, very well about this, Cliff, because I do that myself. My daughter's been out of high school now for 3 years, and they keep me around. They keep me coming back, and I'm up in that press box, home games, pre-game and halftime, and then away games I get the halftime duty. So is that what you're doing too? Do you do pre-game when you're announcing?
Pre-game, halftime. And same with you at the away games, just halftime.
Okay, so what's the band that you're announcing for? We can say that? Yeah, certainly. We're internet. We can say whatever we want.
It's the Richmond Indians Marching Band.
Okay, so you're just right down the street, because when I'm calling, it's for Norton, the Mighty Panthers. They're in Norton, Ohio. So, so how long have you been calling for the band?
I've just completed my 14th season.
Oh, well, okay, you just blew me out of the water. I think I just hit 7 years, maybe. So I had 7 years.
Well, I too started as a band parent.
Well, yeah, okay. So are your kids in or out of high school, correct? I'm assuming long gone, right? Do you have any kids in school?
No.
Okay.
My youngest graduated in 2005.
Okay. See, now I still have a nephew in the band. In fact, he's Sam here at WIXY. He's the one that does all the computer stuff and all that for us. He's also on air every once in a while, but he marches in the band. They just went to Indianapolis, came back from Bands of America this morning, I guess, at 5 o'clock. So what got you started with the band? How did you get that gig?
Well,
It's been so long ago, you don't remember.
Well, right before the 2000 season, I asked my daughter if they were going to need an announcer. I knew that the band announcer from the previous season, his daughter had graduated. So I didn't know if he was going to want to continue or, what the deal was. So I told her to ask the band director. His name's Ed Sims, really great guy, really cares about what he does. She asked him if he needed an announcer, and he said, yeah, tell your dad he can come on, and we'll try him for a couple of weeks, and maybe we'll find somebody else. A couple of weeks has turned so far into 14 seasons. But come the end of August every year, I'm chomping at the bit, wanting to get up in the press box, wanting to do my announcing, because those kids in Richmond, they think they have the greatest band announcer around, which I think every band thinks their announcer is the greatest one around.
Well, that would be true.
And you say I don't have any kids in the band. This year I had 61 of them in there.
Exactly. So I was going to just say that. Do the kids, do you get on the band bus with the kids?
Yes, I do.
Okay, see, so do I. And when things are going bad or when they have a problem, they come to me. I'm the band announcer. Like, I don't know what's going on, but hey, they find me, they search me out, and this is life as the band announcer. You get to have the fun with the kids. It keeps you young, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Those kids are amazing.
Well, the funny thing is, right now, Whitman has kids from the 8th grade all the way through seniors high school. Mm-hmm. And it's getting to the point where there are some of these kids who are marching in the band who weren't even born when I first started announcing. And, I'm just about old enough to be some of their grandfather.
Exactly. Oh, me too.
And, sometimes I have my 10-year-old grandson with me when we go to band shows and all that. He will take my camcorder, he'll record the shows, and he feels like he is contributing, and probably is. He's my grandson, his name's Ben, he's 10 going on 25.
Right. Well, I know, like, when I've traveled with the band, even when I had my daughter in the band, she wanted me there. I mean, just because I got along with all the kids, and I'm sure you do too. You learn the kids, you know the kids. Sometimes you're closer to the kids than, their parents. You see them more. We're at practices, we're, following these kids all over the place. So band time is fun. Now, do you do anything with the band during off season?
No, I don't.
Okay,
no,
so
I
it's
don't.
Just during the football season that you're with them.
Right, I'm just with them during football season, and I get great support by the band boosters. I call them the world's greatest band boosters, because they are a tremendous group of people. And judging by the way that their kids act, I think they've done a great job with them.
And most band kids are very, very well-rounded kids. They are very, very intelligent kids, and for the most part, very, very respectful. So, yeah, there is something to be said for the band parents and for the kids themselves. So, well, I'm glad you do that, because I enjoy that as well. And you also said you are a NASCAR fan.
Uh-huh.
So, have you written something for the NASCAR guys that you can share?
Not today.
Okay, all right, never mind.
Plus my favorite driver has been out since either July or August. His name's Tony Stewart.
Oh, okay, yeah, Tony.
He broke his leg during
Right.
a sprint car accident, doing something that he loves doing, racing all the time. So he's been out for the last 15 races.
See, now Tony's actually been fun to watch over the last probably year. After he got himself under control a little bit, he's been a good time to watch. Back in a few years ago, he was a little out of control. He was kind of like the wild child that we used to have here on WIXY, Jack Kemp.
Dick Kemp.
What I say, Jack? Jack Armstrong. I looked at one of your cards and saw Jack.
Yeah, Jack Kemp was the quarterback for
Yeah,
Buffalo.
exactly. So anyway.
Hey, Lisa?
Yes.
You don't know Jack.
Thank you, Mike. Anyway, you got another one for us. All right, so we're going to talk about
Joan Jett.
Joan Jett. Okay, let's hear about Joan Jett.
Okay, well, I was doing some research for coming here today, and I took a look on Yahoo News, and I had seen that Joan Jett is not going to be able to sit on the South Dakota float in this year's Macy's parade.
Why is that?
Well, she's a vegan,
Yes.
and she's also a supporter of PETA.
Oh, okay.
And the South Dakota float is sponsored by ranchers.
Ah, so there we go.
Absolutely.
Okay, so what did you write limerick-wise for us?
Joan Jett thought she had it made in this year's Macy's parade. Because she hates meat, they took back her seat from the float which the ranchers had paid.
With that, we all love Joan Jett.
And we
She
all love
loves
rock and roll.
Rock and roll. That's exactly right. You bring them in. Go ahead, Cliff.
And here's Joan Jett with I Love Rock and Roll.
WIXY1260 Super Radio. Magic Mike, Lisa Jordan, and Cliff.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the Lisa Jordan Magic Mike Show. Only on
WIXY1260 Super Radio.
5:32 here at WIXY 1260, and I believe there are
Ding.
some tornado warnings. Thank you for the ding. I'm surprised that Ray didn't do that. Did it? There we go. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Ray, for the info.
All right, we are having a great time. We are talking to Cliff Feightner today. Cliff is the poetry man and good friends with Jeff Kinsbach, Ed Exposito. What'd I say? Exposito? I'm just don't even pay any attention to the girl behind the curtain, okay? Anyway, you have a friend over there that listens to the O&E show that we might want to announce that for, I guess, maybe?
Okay, this is for Steeler Jim. Final score, Steelers 37, Lions 27.
I have mixed emotions about that. I didn't want either one of those teams to win, actually, so
Yeah, but somebody had to.
I guess somebody has to. So at this point, I'm never rooting for the Steelers. So, you know how many people that live here in Cleveland that have Steeler bumper stickers on their car? I hate that.
And then they say, well, we won 6 Super Bowls. And I say, what position did you play on those 6 Super Bowl teams?
Exactly. But I mean, if you grew up in Ohio and you grew up in Cleveland, you shouldn't be rooting for the Steelers. But that's just my own personal opinion. So, and I'll keep that to myself. Oh, wait a minute. I already said it out loud.
Front runners.
Exactly. Anyway, we're going to go through. Cliff has a ton of stuff written here, and we would like to talk about a few more of these limericks that he has brought for us today. So we're going to talk about this next one, and then Cliff, you can bring in the song for us. It's up to you. You pick.
Okay. Well, somebody that people say I look like, and after this video gets posted, you'll probably have to make some comparisons,
He does.
is
You do.
rocker Bob Seger. Okay, I'm sure if Bob ever finds that out, he's going to want to have plastic surgery, but
No. I've seen Seeger twice, and you have a really, really close resemblance to Seeger. So, but go ahead, read your limerick.
the sound that we think is great comes to us from the Wolverine state. From Ann Arbor, none bigger than the rocker Bob Seger. His success we cannot overstate. And now, here's Still the Same by Bob Seger.